Hey guys, this is the gasoline guide. I made another one and realized that my audio was having problems, and so I had to throw the whole thing out. And so I made this town just especially for this, and I showed the whole process and had this stuff running manually as I did each step. But I had to throw that out. So basically, this is in regard to Townstar, and it is per someone's request that asked me to make a gasoline guide. So here it is. If you look at the desert, the plains, and the forest start, they all lead to making gasoline. But if you and the quick start guide, I believe, does as well. But if you somehow learned how to start but you don't know how to make gas, this is the guide for you. Okay, so a refinery will make gasoline and it will also make petroleum. In order to make gasoline, you need petroleum. That is one of the things. So the basic ingredients here to make petroleum is 2 crude oil, 1 water drum, and 2 energy. Now, the basic, simple way, the inexpensive way to get energy, and you have to start with this regardless if you have a power plant or not, because in order to build a power plant, you need lumber, which in order to get the 5 lumber, you're going to need to feed 10 energy into the lumber mill to make 5 lumber. Okay, so it takes 10 for that. And then just the items that are needed to build the power plant, you need 5 energy and 5 lumber. Okay, so in all total it takes 15 energy to build your first power plant. So you will need a wind turbine and you will need a worker to collect the energy from the wind turbine and put into a warehouse. So you will also need a warehouse. One other thing is the water drums. If you're trying to do the water drums before you have the money to actually have water pumps, you can create a water facility. And let me see, where is that at? Oops, it's under industrial. There we go. So you could have a water facility which will create water drums, about 1 every 30 seconds, I think, and put into your warehouse. So if you buy it on the warehouse page, it's most likely going to go into unless you're talking about fuel or the lumber. If you buy it on the warehouse page, you're probably going to store what's created in a warehouse. So if you watch a few different videos, you can get the hang of that. So this will create water drums, and they can be stored in your warehouse. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hit stop, and because I've already got my water pumps set up. But if I didn't, that's how I would get water drums. This gives you energy. I already said that. This guy will collect your energy, and he will collect your you need an oil pump to make your crude oil, and he will also collect that and put it in your fuel storage. This guy comes with a built-in worker who will create those water drums and put there. It requires 3 water to make water drums, and if you don't have a place with 3 water, if you have a well, the little guy who works here will run over to the well and bring the water just to make sure that you have 3, to get 3 per water drum that it creates. So you can, these refineries, there's no difference except for what I've got them set for and the positioning in this grouping that allows the one making gas to get 2 water. The one making petroleum only needs 1 water. The power plants are placed on each side of that, so this gets 6 energy passively, and this only needs 2. So I could have put this back here just as long as it can get water, and then it's close enough to get 2 energy from either one of these. The reason why I kept them grouped up like this is for the purpose of not contaminating, polluting, I guess is the better word, polluting of some of my crops. So I've kept them back here all together. So that is really the basics of making gasoline. At the very least, you're going to need a method to make energy, which is a wind turbine, a worker to operate that, an oil pump. Unless you are in the desert, you can use the oil seep to your advantage, and you would not need an oil pump in that instance. And you would need, of course, a fuel storage and a warehouse to store, and a water pump, a water facility to create water drums. So those are the things that you need. If you had only one, you could, I could stop this and put it on petroleum, and then I could put it back to make gas and switch it back and forth. The only thing I would caution you about is this: if you don't have it set up so that you have passive energy and passive water, and you're sitting here and you've waited till it got to this point, but you need a petroleum, then you've wasted 2 water and 6 energy, and that is a big deal when you're doing it manually, because you have to sit and wait for that stuff to be created, and you also have to sit and wait for him to carry it to the refinery to make that. So if you're doing it manually, you really need to pay attention to what's going on with it. And so that's about it for gasoline and petroleum. And whoever asked me about the gasoline process, I saw that I had a message, and then it disappeared on me. I couldn't find it. I don't know some of what I'm doing on there. I don't know how to find things properly on the YouTube channel. So if you have any other questions about making gasoline, please ask it in the comments on this video, and I will keep an eye out for that. But that is it for making gas. It can be a big process the first couple of times that you do it. It may seem like a big process, but once you have done this a few times, it comes second nature. So honestly, it's not as big a thing as you may think. Just practice it a little bit and you'll have the hang of it before no time. Alright, well, thank you for watching. If this was helpful, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.